Hello everyone. After having understood the frequency distribution graphs, now we move on to the construction of time series graph. When the values of numerical data correspond to a time period, that is hour, day, date, week, month or year, then such graphic presentation is called as time series graph. The time period is plotted against x-axis and the value of variable is plotted against y-axis. So let us understand how exactly it is done. Let us begin with plotting one variable on a time series graph to understand it fully. Let's have this illustration, which is on wheat production. So the information available is for different years and wheat production in thousands of tons. 2015, 5,000 tons of wheat was produced. In 2016, it was 14,000 tons. 2017, 9,000 tons. 2018, 12,000 tons. In 2019, 18,000 tons. And in 2020, 20,000 tons. This needs to be shown as a time series graph. Let's go step by step. First step is to select the variables for x and y axis. X axis, as I just mentioned, time period, which is years in this case, is taken, and y-axis wheat production in 1,000 tons would be taken. Then next step is to select the axis scale. X-axis scale would be 10 millimeter point represents year 2015. Then 20 millimeter point would represent 2016 and so on. So far as y-axis is concerned, 10 millimeter of scale would represent 5,000 tons of wheat and so on. Next step is to find the length of x-axis. It is same that we have done it earlier also, where scale length divided by scale variable value into maximum variable value plus end margin is used. In this case, it is 10 millimeter divided by 1 year into 6 years plus 10, which comes out to be 70 millimeter or 7 centimeters. So x-axis would be 7 centimeters long. Now y-axis, the formula is same, and we find that y-axis is 50 millimeters or 5 centimeters long. Then you need to take a graph, plot 0 on the left corner of the graph paper and draw a line which is 7 centimeters long, OX. Also draw a line for y-axis and also for y-axis OY, which is 5 centimeters long. The next step is to mark the variable years on x-axis. As I just mentioned, 10 millimeter distance represents 2015, 20 millimeters distance represent year 2016, and so on. Completed till 2020. So is the case with y-axis. 10 millimeters represent 5,000 tons of wheat, and then 20 millimeters would represent 10,000 tons of wheat, and following the same pattern, plotted till 25,000 tons. Then next, plot the time series graph of wheat production, and one finds point C as the first point representing 5,000 tons of wheat production in 2015. Next, coordinating the year with the wheat production, that is point D, showing 14,000 tons. Then is point E representing 9,000 tons. Then is point F representing 12,000 tons. And point G representing 18,000 tons, and the last point H representing 20,000 tons of wheat production in these years. By joining points C, D, E, F, G, and H, one gets a time series graph. Since only wheat production is shown here, it is one variable time series graph. I hope you have understood these steps, as most of the steps are similar to the frequency distribution graph. The only difference here is that time period is given and it is not in the form of bars. It is a graph by joining the points. Next time we shall understand the time series graph using false baseline. Till then, keep learning and keep practicing. Thank you.